Greetings, YouTube. I would like to think that maybe the reason why my channel is still around, why I feel like I've had relative success on YouTube, is because I'm honest. Now, does that mean that I'm always right? Of course not. But I'm going to tell you what I believe is true, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to keep it 100, or as one of my subscribers once said, keep it 1,000. So I'm going to start off this video a little bit more vulnerable than usual because only the people closest to me, my family, my friends, my MCOC besties, know that I was planning on taking 2020 and maybe even more than that off of YouTube entering the year. I don't want to say I was burnt out because that implies that I didn't enjoy what I was doing. I still did, but I had just accomplished way more than I ever set out to accomplish, and I felt like that I was good with that. I had 3 goals when I started my channel change. One was to eventually get to 1,000 subscribers. I didn't think that was realistic. It had taken me 6 years, maybe close to 7 years, to get 50 subscribers when I was reviewing pizza and cookies. And if you think I'm joking or somehow that's a sick joke, you can look back and see that those were some sick videos. So 1,000 subscribers. My second goal was to be able to at least one time have somebody say, hey, if you want like another opinion on an offer, there's this guy, Prof. Hoff, maybe you should check out. Not that you should agree with him or immediately like him. Heck, you could disagree with him and dislike him, but just know that he's there. Like if MCOC YouTubers are the Avengers, I'm never going to be like at the table. I'm going to be like the janitor that kind of cleans up the table after all the cool kids leave. Like that was my goal. And then my third goal was to be able to use my YouTube platform personally to actually care about the game more because I was burnt out on the game and thinking that I would quote unquote retire and never play it again because it was just taking up so much of my time. So it was a way for me mentally to focus my depression, to be blunt, on something that would get me into a new hobby that would hopefully take up my time with something that I felt like at least justified how long I spent playing this game, because there were plenty of days where I played this game more than I slept or I ate, especially when I wasn't teaching and there was like a summer day, where I just had nothing to do but I guess play the game. My last dream goal, and this wasn't like a main goal because I didn't think it was realistic, was to at least be able to make enough revenue to cover some of the purchases I made on this game. I thought my ultimate dream scenario would be to make enough revenue to where I basically got to buy things in the game for free. And that's like the greatest thing ever, right? If you could get free Cyber Weekend purchases or free July 4th purchases because you get to make videos, then isn't that the greatest thing ever? Like, I think so. I still think so. Well, needless to say, 3.5 years later, all of those things have happened and way more. I don't have 1,000 subscribers. I have getting close to like 50, we're just going to say safely over 55,000 subscribers. That doesn't make any sense to me. And maybe most of those are bots. Who knows, right? You never know. But that's what YouTube tells me I have. I think when I started, I had like 10,000 views on my channel, and most of those were like one pizza video that I still have no idea how it went viral. I think it was kind of a joke that just got out of hand. But I'm almost up to, and I can't believe I'm saying this, I really don't, 40 million views. And the craziest thing is that if you look at the amount of videos on my channel, especially including live streams, I'm approaching, and if I continue in 2021 to make videos, I'm approaching 6,000 uploads. So if you say, well, that Prof. Hoff, he's quantity over quality, well, you got that right. But it is what it is, I know what my channel is, and I know what my channel isn't. And I would like to think that if there's anything that I can say about my channel, even if people watching this hate the videos, is that I give you a reason to tune in every day. Even if it's just a 3-minute crystal opening commentary or a rant about a premium overpriced offer for $20, I give you some reason to say, let's see what Prof. Hoff's ranting about today. But hopefully I've also been able to show you that I enjoy praising Kabam while also not being afraid to go after them if they are screwing over the player base or being shady. And that is something that I pride myself in as a journalist. You want to be able to tell both sides. You want to praise them for greatness, but also hold their feet to the fire if they aren't doing what they say that they're going to do. It's just a public watchdog role that I take very seriously. And so with that being said, I wanted to do my annual account tour, and I know that that was actually maybe the longest intro I've ever had to a video, but you all, I never thought I would be here. And I didn't think I'd upload videos at all this year. And so to be able to say that I still made it, that I had enough income to now put myself in a position, along with incredible generosity from you all, to upgrade my equipment in 2021 and buy a brand new computer and maybe even a desktop and a laptop, and continue to maybe, God willing, after COVID is under control, travel and meet more of you, especially you international fans. Like that's my dream. That's my 2021 dream, to meet more of you and to hopefully go back to New York City and have a New York City Comic-Con, God willing, at the end of 2021 for my first trip there in 3 years, which is also crazy to say, 3 years. So when I first started, the face of my account was Hulkbuster. I didn't know that, but some of you have gone back and found my first MCOC video, and you've told me it was your 4-star Hulkbuster. To go from that to now having all rank 3 6-stars as the front of my account is truly insane. And I am not very good at this game. I am okay. I'm serviceable. I am the most spectacularly average player you will ever see. And I am not afraid to admit that. Again, I know what my channel is. I know what my channel isn't. My goal is to be honest with you about what you're going to get if you subscribe to me, not overpromise and underdeliver. So, with that being said, I am also not stupid, and maybe I am, but I'm not naive enough to think that this would have happened on my own. This roster is a 100% credit to my subscribers and you all that tune in every day. Because even if you can't afford to donate a penny in a super chat or PayPal donation or whatever, you still watch me, you still comment, you still hit that like or dislike button, you still show me engagement. By the way, like, if you're watching this and you're hate watching this, dislikes also help a channel, right? Like, that's what I've learned about YouTube. Some of the videos that have got the most views have received the most dislikes, and it's because the algorithm wants to see if the community is engaged. So it's actually better for a content creator to have 100 likes and 50 dislikes than it is to have 50 likes and 0 dislikes. So that's been kind of a fascinating way to see how the algorithm is almost shifted too in 2021. So, hey, if you don't like a channel, really the only way that you can make sure that they don't continue to grow is if you don't watch. It's kind of simple, right? So when we look at my roster, even a year ago, I had mainly 565 5-stars, which I was still shocked about. Now, the entire top row is all rank 3 6-stars. And what I love about it is each one of them is a different class. So Doom for Mystic, Guillotine 2099 for Tech. We got Skill for Aegon, Cosmic for Corvus, Science for Human Torch, and yes, Domino for Mutant. And I love all of those champions. The champion I do use the most is Corvus. I use him in Alliance Quest and regular questing every day. I'm bringing Domino in more, especially with my new 6-star Apocalypse. And hopefully by the time I look back on this video next year, I'll be like, hey, my Apocalypse wasn't awakened back then. I just got him. And then after that, you've got like the 565s, right? You've got Thighs, Black Widow, Clairvoyant, Nick Fury, Captain Marvel movie, Corvus, Massacre, Ghost Rider, Warlock, Quake, Blade, Medusa, Gwynpool, Stark, Spidey, Omega Red, Morningstar, Colossus, Sunspot, Iceman. I love Spider-Ham, by the way. I don't talk about him enough on my channel. Adding in what essentially is like an automatic power sting when you're just hitting somebody is an incredible mechanic in the game that I cannot wait to do even better on. One of my goals in my next year is to take Warlock up to rank 2. That should be a pretty easy goal. Or Warlock up to rank 3, I should say. He's rank 2 right now. I'm also excited to take my newly, in the past month, awakened 6-star Venom up to rank 2. There's Apocalypse, who's now rank 2. Ghost, that's the ultimate dream. Maybe my next featured 6-star will be ghosts. I can look back on that and be like, haha, remember when I talked about how I wanted to awaken ghosts and I finally happened? But yeah, I just, like, this roster, stupid lucky given my relative skill level. And I do want to talk about, lastly, because I always like to be very transparent about my spending. When I started my MCOC channel 3.5 years ago, I had spent about $500 on the game, which to me was crazy. Like, I couldn't tell people that because they would think I was an idiot. But I will tell you this. My judgment of a good purchase is whether or not you will use that purchase. If you spend $1,000 on this game, and that $1,000 allows you to play this game and enjoy it more, and you play it every day, I still think that's a justified good purchase. Now, you have to be careful because it is a Marvel casino, literally, of champions. And you don't want to be addicted to throwing your money, especially if you can't afford it, at a game. But if you play the game every day, you're at least getting your money's worth of that purchase because you're using it. That's part of why you'd think that like a car or a house would be considered to be a great purchase because, in theory, you use it every day and you're in it every day. I went from spending $500 on this game in the first, 2 to 2.5 years I played before I jumped on YouTube, to now spending, when you count gift cards especially, and I do because technically those are purchases, over $15,000. And there are going to be people who see that and think, wow, I can't believe he spent that kind of money. But my channel, pre-tax, because I did give the federal government this year over $15,000 worth of taxes, thanks to this channel. My channel has earned more than 4 times pre-tax that amount of revenue, which again is insane. I just wanted to be able to make back some of my Odin purchases, and the dream was to be able to just play the game for free. So people are going to see $15,000. They're going to say, wow, he's a whale. He's thrown a crazy amount of money at it. But when you consider that YouTube not only has covered all those expenses, but has actually given me well above that to reinvest not only in my equipment, but in my quality of life outside of YouTube, and especially travel to hopefully meet several of you, because that's where I want the majority of the money that's in overflow from revenue that's not going to channel purchases or upgrades or taxes to go to travel costs to meet you all. That's incredible. And I still can't believe it's my life. And I tell my family every day, like, because they ask, like, has it finally hit you that you get to do this? I'm like, no, because every day I do this, I think today's going to be the last day. My channel's going to somehow have 0 subscribers. You know, everybody's going to leave. One day you're just going to wake up and there's going to be no traffic at all, or YouTube's going to crash, or MCOC is going to go away, or, you know, whatever. There's 1,000 scenarios that I can think of that would mean that this is going to go away. So every day I don't take this for granted because I do think today could be it. And that's just how I live my life in general, because you never know when today is going to be your last day. So you might as well embrace today and not take tomorrow for granted, because tomorrow might never be here, to be honest. Thank you again so much, YouTube, for everything. I know that this is a longer video than usual, and I've uploaded a couple longer ones today in general, but it's just me wanting to thank you, because I started this after I was at the lowest of points mental health-wise. I was so close to just not wanting to ever get out of bed again because I was miserable. And now I'm happy and I'm joyful because of you all, because you've given me a new purpose outside of my job that keeps me going even on my toughest of days. And for that, I cannot thank you enough. I just want to say cheers to the end of 2020, thank God, and here's to 2021. I don't know what my account's going to look like for a year, but I am going into this year, unlike last year, not wanting to take a year off from YouTube. I might scale back and not upload as much, but most importantly, to just continue this community growth and hopefully be a voice for the voiceless as we go forward.